Yo guys, what's up? Today we have an interview with a student, my student Benjamin, who landed the job like 2 months ago, something like that. And he's now making six figures. I think he's making $105,000 a year, which is absolutely crazy. He quadrupled his previous salary. He was working as a barista in Starbucks, which I kind of relate with because I was a barista myself. And yeah, this is his opinion on the program, what he experienced, what he learned, if he's gonna recommend it to you or not, I guess. And yeah, this interview is uncut, unprepared. I actually haven't spoken with him since he landed his first dev job. So yeah, this is the whole thing, raw, uncut. Let's go. Bye. All right, mate. Cool, Ben. So first of all, congrats for landing your first dev job. I think that happened like a month ago, right?
Yeah, I probably got hired almost 2 months ago now, actually. First day was uh like March 1st.
March 1st. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, so what's your position right now? What are you doing?
Basically front-end web developer. I've been told I might do some back-end in the future, but
Mhm.
essentially all I'm doing is everything you taught me how to do. So it worked out perfect.
Yeah, React, Redux, and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And TypeScript?
No,
No
no
TypeScript?
TypeScript. No.
Do
And no TypeScript and no styles components. It's just plain CSS.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay. Anyway, let's let's not talk about that because the company might watch and they'll complain. Oh, why is he complaining about our tech stack online? Anyway, joking. Joking. Cool. Okay. So tell me about like your life before you joined the program. Like what were you doing to get hired? Because I guess you've been doing this for quite some time, right?
Yeah, I guess right before I joined, I was working at Starbucks, and although I had some like coding experience, I didn't really know what it took to get a job because I was applying to a bunch of positions after graduating from school to like be or I graduated from university with a degree in computer science,
Really?
and still wasn't able to get a job after that. So I knew how to code, but like I didn't have any like skills that were like that a company would want.
Monetizable
So
skills.
yeah, so actually started learning. I tried to start learning front end web dev on my own, but I just didn't know where I was in the process or how long it would take or like what a good applicant looks like. So that's when I started looking for help.
So were you doing like Udemy courses? Like what were you doing?
Yeah, I did Udemy for trying to learn React, but I didn't even really know JavaScript when
Mhm.
I started that. And then I got tired of the Udemy course. It was just too boring. And so I just started trying to build a project on my own, which was, it helps, but like it wasn't like structured well. Um, if I went back and did it now, it'd be much better, probably. I would hope so.
Yeah. And like, okay, so now like what made you like jump in the program and work with me? Like what triggered you, I guess?
Yeah, so basically, um, I didn't know how long it would take for me to get a job on my own. I felt like I could do it eventually, but I didn't know how long it would take. And like I was kind of in a window where like in 6 months I needed to be making more money
Mhm.
or else I would be out of money. Like my bills were adding up for like loans from school,
Mhm.
um, and like other like just life payments that you have to make, like like they started to add up. And I was only working at Starbucks. I was like making some money doing other jobs, but like I wasn't like making that much. So I needed to act quick.
How much were you making at Starbucks?
Um Starbucks, but between Starbucks and this other side job I had, it was probably making like 27,000 a year, something like that.
Yeah, which is nothing, guys. You are in New York, right?
I'm like 40 minutes from New York. Yeah, in New Jersey.
Gotcha. So you were in that tough spot when you said like, fuck it, I need to do something about it right now. Which I didn't know that, right? I didn't know this. Like, this is the first time we actually talk after you got the job. Um, so you said, okay, I need to do something about it, and you joined the program. How was like being in the program compared with being on your own and hustling on your own and trying to figure this thing out on your own? Like, what was the difference, or what?
Well, a big part of it was just like I felt like the course was insurance because I was gonna try to become like get a job in front end web dev regardless, but like the fact that I was in your course, like I knew that I was felt way more positive that it would happen. Like I see all these other people getting the job through you and your courses, so like and in short amount of time, and like I felt like I already had some knowledge, so I was already at a head start. But yeah, I just felt like I was way more comfortable and like not I was a lot less anxious about like the possibility of getting hired. I like knew it was gonna happen. It just only a matter of time.
You had a good base, and I actually really like what you said. Like, I knew it's gonna happen, but you just wanted like a boost to get
Mhm.
there faster, which is pretty sick, because that's kind of the type of person I want to work with. Like people with ambition, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And what was like one of the things that was like, um, I don't know, the thing that helped you the most in the program? What do you feel that was?
Okay. So actually, for the job itself, like the program, like the coding part and like projects, like the learning the basics and then the project was the best
Mhm.
for the actual job because I felt ready getting into the job. But for actually landing the job, it was the last month of like interview prep and like you drilling questions and me like having to like not think about what I'm saying, just say what I know
Mhm.
and just getting used to the interview process.
And it's
That
crazy,
was
like
something.
the interview process that I have is not really that complicated, you would say.
No.
It's nothing crazy in there, but I guess the way I'm always talking about like delivery and being like confident in what you're saying, and you have a few questions that you need to memorize, you need to understand them, and then after that is like a walk in the park. I remember those 2 or 3 sessions we had together when I was like,
Yeah.
say it again, say it again, say it again, say it again. Yeah. So cool, man. And I don't know. I wanna say that you actually jumped in the calls, which is pretty important. And I was seeing you quite often during the week, like 3 times at least per week.
Yeah,
You were,
yeah. At least 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah.
yeah, you are making it like a priority. Yeah, which is pretty important. So if you are in the program right now, try to get into the calls, because it's like gonna make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Also, I suppose the code reviews and all that stuff. How do you find, like, because a lot of people like think they're, I like those people that they have an ego and they think they are good and they see themselves where they want to get. But I feel like a lot of people do not see the importance or the benefit of having someone that would correct their work, even though their work might be good enough, if that makes sense. So what do you think about that, like the code reviews and all that part of the program?
Um, I think it was a pretty important part of the course. Like, um, I if you were gonna like, if I was working on my own, I wouldn't have those code reviews. So if I didn't want you to like tell me what I could do better, then I wouldn't like even need to go to you. So um, it just helps you think about how like you can always refactor something to make it better. And even like when you're coding something in your real job, you might like understand that you could make it better, but like maybe there's a time constraint where you don't have time to make it better. But
Mhm.
like you could always plan ahead more, like factor in future changes that you're gonna have to make, and like just set yourself up for the future or something along those lines. Like for a project where you like it's just for yourself or just to get a job, there's only a certain life time of the project. It's not going to go on past the time you get a job, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
So you're only planning ahead a little bit, but it's still good to get into the habit of planning your code more, and like someone's going to make you go back and change your code eventually. So why not like just get into the practice?
Make sure you put the best out there. Yeah, and this is something I this is something I never had for my first year as a professional. So I'm sorry for the thing that I've made in my first company, because it was terrible. You know, I was only working with backend guys, Python guys, DevOps and all that stuff. So I literally wrote code as I was building my portfolio projects, which is an absolute nightmare. Like, you know, all the bad, like whenever you are doing something bad, like a bad practice, whenever I was saying, don't put styles in the JSX, or don't do that, don't use multiple ternaries, don't do that, I was doing all that stuff. And I think I was mentioning that in the calls. I did that, and then I was hating my life because of that. But it's really important for people to understand that the way you write your code is, I guess, as important or even more important than the fact that you've finished something, you know. So yeah, that's cool. Now, what about, like, how is your life now compared with how it was before when you were in Starbucks and all that stuff?
Well, obviously the money part, way more money, like making like 4 times what I was making.
Mm-hmm. You're actually making more money than I've made. I think my maximum was $101,000, which was last year. That was my maximum. And now you made more than me. You are actually I never even thought it's possible to make 6 figures from my program before.
Dude, me neither. The recruiter said, yeah, I was talking to the guys at HR, and you know, I just asked if, like, how much are the other devs making, and basically they just went off of that. So really? I got lucky, I think. Like, I don't know, I guess I just came across like I knew what I was talking about, and they factored that into the decision. And like honestly, it feels like I'm not the only issue upon starting was just getting familiar with the application. It wasn't normal. Yeah, it had nothing to do with like the skills involved in doing the job. So I don't know. I feel like it was an accurate assessment, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you get onboarded into a new project, it's gonna take you a while. So it's gonna take maybe a month or so till you understand the whole thing. So it's not a big deal. It's like normal. You're gonna see that when you switch jobs or anything, it's gonna be the same thing every single time. And they are always patient with you, you know, because they know. Mm-hmm. So yeah. But what about like lifestyle? What changed? How do you see your life going from now on? Like now that you have a different income and different skill set?
Yeah, I guess it makes it easier to plan like ahead. So, because I know I'll have like money coming in, and I'm more relaxed. So I'm like not stressing about like just money, which is like you probably spend more time thinking about the lack of money than trying to make money when you don't have anything. But yeah, like it's a lot less stressful. I can like think about like, oh, if I want to move, it's just whether I want to move there or not, whether or not like I can afford it. Because unless it's like a New York City, like Manhattan or like San Francisco, like I can probably live wherever, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you touched on a really good thing, right? You have the pyramid of needs, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. First, you need to take care of your money. And then once you have like a good income, then you can start building up other things. Like you can build up your health better, right? Because you can get better food. You can drink better water, I guess. You don't need to drink tap water anymore. You can finally afford plastic bottled water. then I guess after a while you become Buddha, and then you start levitating, you know, if you if you keep progressing like that. Yeah, man. I'm really happy for you, bro. What would you say to someone that's like on the fence right now and thinking about joining the program, or having some
Yeah, I
doubt?
mean, like if you really want to get into like front end web development, like you have there's a bunch of different options for sure, but this is like, from what I've seen so far, like one of the best at like highest success rates that I've seen, as far as like the shortest amount of time to getting a job. And it's the path that like you have set out for all the students, is like, just like, you'll take as long as you need to get to the next step. If you're like already, if you're advanced enough to move ahead, you'll have like people like move ahead fairly quickly. And then once it's time to actually try to get a job, it's like perfectly set up to get a job. And then in the end, if you think about it, like, you've only paid like maybe a month's salary. So if you get a job a month faster,
You're making the
then
money back.
yeah, exactly. You already make your money back.
Yeah, I heard that
But that
from
was a big thing for
Robbie.
me. Like, if I'm worst case scenario, if I'd only lose money if I were to have gotten the job a month faster
Mhm.
than working with you, and I didn't think that was possible. So
But
it was easy.
you got hired in like 3-4 months. How long did we work?
Yeah. So the start date for the program, when I was talking to Elias, was like October 22nd, and then my hire date was like February like 9th.
Okay,
So I want to say it's like 3.5 months or something.
3.5 months. Yeah, and you also mentioned the fact that you can take as long as you want, and it's true because I've made it unlimited. So basically, you stay with me until you get hired. That's like one of my biggest things, because when I was in your shoes years ago, I wanted to go to a boot camp, and I had to ask money from my mom, and I wasn't like doing that, you know. And then I felt like if I asked for 8 grand, because I wanted to go to General Assembly, I think in London, I think it was 8 grand. I was thinking that what if this program is like 3 months, and then after 2 weeks, my grandma is calling me. What if after 2 weeks I get left behind and I cannot keep up anymore? You know, that was my thought process, and that stopped me from going to a boot camp, you know. And then I decided to be self-taught until I met this guy in the coffee shop who gave me tips and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, enough talking about me. Cool. I guess that's pretty much it. If you have anything else to share with the people that are gonna watch this, feel free to do so.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if as long as you have, um, as long as you're committed to getting the job, I think it's a good opportunity to spend time learning with Christian, and he'll show you pretty much exactly what you need to get a job. You know?
The Aikido.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, dude. Thanks for being here, and good luck in your future endeavors, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Yo, I hope you enjoyed the interview with my student Ben. It was a pleasure working with him. And if you want the same results, you just need to do the following things, right? You need to have a roadmap, right? You need to have a plan. You need to have a step-by-step kind of thing that you can follow every single day. That's gonna take you where you wanna get. Like most self-taught developers, I would say 99% of them, they don't have that, and that's why they waste years, and they're not making the money, right? They are staying in their boring jobs, making peanuts, and it's very unfortunate. Then you need feedback, code reviews. You need to jump on a call with your mentor to understand what is the best way to writing code, because the way you're writing code is going to make you a lot of money, and that's what I'm doing in my mentorship program. Okay, and the last thing that you need to know is how to pass interviews, right? Building that portfolio, which I'm going to help you out with, it's good, but you also need to know how to pass interviews. and I'm gonna show you that. It's very, very simple. I've done it so many times. Actually, the whole program is super simple compared with anything else that's out there. It's unbelievable. And yeah, you're gonna make your money back after you pay me. If we decide to work together, you're gonna make your money back in your first month as a junior dev. You'll probably get there way faster than anyone else. And now 6 figures is actually possible. I just finished cooking, so that's why you see my pants there. That's why you see my pants there. So yeah, if you wanna work with me directly, there is a link in the description. You have to apply. And if I get on a call with you, that means I have read your questions in the questionnaire, all right? Because there's a questionnaire there. And based on those questions, and I know like 100% that I can help you, and I can guarantee you that you'll get hired if you do what I'm telling you to do. So yeah, the link for that is in the description. Don't waste any more time. You already wasted months, if not years, trying to figure out a bunch of things on your own. It's not worth it. Put your ego down. Even if you think that you are really good, you are not that good as you think, and you're gonna experience a lot of rejections for nothing. Or if you get a job, you might get a job that's gonna pay you 20, 30, 40 grand less than what you could have made if you would have worked with me. So more interviews will come soon. I have another student that made $120,000 a year. That's gonna come in like a few months. I want him to marinate in the job for a little bit. More students with 6 figures coming in the channel. I didn't even thought it's possible. I never even said. If you look back in my videos, I was always saying you'll be making 60, 80 grand. But right now, I'm not gonna let anyone take a job that's paying less than 80 grand. Okay, so 60 is out of the way. From now on, only 80 and above. Hopefully, only 100 and above. And I hope you'll be my next success story. So until next time, let's crush it. Link is in the description. Bye.